Hey guys, Chris Fish here. Uh, some guys from Open Med have been asking me how I'm doing my workouts, and to be honest, I don't really train that often. I train maybe once a week. Like if I'm going to the gym to weight train, cardio, whatever. That's once a week, Wednesdays. Open mat once a week. Um, and some of these guys are like, well, okay, well, how are you so technical? Um, Really, you want to be technical, you can't just make your movements so wide. You have to study, kind of like, as cheesy as this sounds, you got to study biomechanics. You have to keep everything in tight. You have to study posture, that kind of thing. How to study balance. But sometimes you can't really just study it, look into it. It's something you have to do, it's something you have to feel. It's martial arts. It's how you do things, it's how you figure things out. Move to you have to move and kind of bullshit things to figure out how you do things, right? So it's unique to everybody, and yet everybody has one, two, three, four limbs. Most everybody, not everybody. So, but everybody's generally got about the same tools to work with. Is everybody equal in that respect? No. Everybody's got something different to work through. They're going to have some kind of different progression that they work with. Um, and you should be open to training how you want to train. You study whatever you want to study. For me, when I was little, I was a little bit more, I wanted to study every martial art that I could, every martial art, right? And you quickly learn that that's going to take forever. You can't do it. It's not possible. It takes a lifetime to learn just one style. Um, so instead, learn the concepts, learn the foundation of each style. You're eventually just going to learn all of them regardless, just due to relevancy. Because honestly, there's nothing new under the sun. Just how everything is done is it's according to the person. Somebody's going to come up with something based off of foundational skills, just a combination of foundational skills. So anyway, here's a quick little workout that I do for forearms that's practical for martial arts, but you also it teaches you to learn how to use your body a little bit better, like elbows, structure, and posture. Um, I don't have swords or anything like that. I used to do sword. This one comes straight out of Miyamoto Musashi, E10 Ichi-Ryu. But you need two sticks of some kind, something that's weighted. You need something like lightsabers or something like that. Or in some cases, maybe you grab a hoe or a rake or something like that. But you need something for both hands. Something weighted, both hands. You could take two clubs, whatever. It doesn't matter. As long as it's heavy enough for you to focus on this motion and this motion and also this motion while your elbows are tucked in. Okay? You don't want to use too much back. You want to make sure your shoulders are strong and everything, but you don't want you don't want to use too much of one muscle. You want to engage the whole body is what I mean. But there are certain structures for that, and they're pretty much found everywhere. Jiu-jitsu, sword, everything dealing with the elbow being towards your center of balance, basically. Everything right here. Wing Chun does this. Boxing guards it in some regards, okay, but everything still comes here. Karate does this, okay. Praying mantis does this. It doesn't matter what martial art you do. This is universal. Find the universal things. That's along the lines of basically what I'm saying. Find the universal stuff. Okay, I know I said I was going to use those lightsabers, but I'm not. I've kind of progressed past that in terms of weight, so I use just a basic hoe. Now, here's the thing with this. When training this, you don't grab here or with both hands. You can if you want to start out, and the structure for it looks like this. I'm grabbing towards the end, And this is all about shoulder width apart. Looks like that, shoulder width apart. I can bring it down to my side like this. Pretty simple. These three fingers, your thumb, pointer finger, and middle finger, are off. Everything pinky and ring fingers, the only muscles or fingers that you're using. Okay, and the structure looks like this. You're going slow. Okay, everything comes back into the hips. Straight line. This structure is essential. You don't want it to fall. This is kind of weak. Like fall like this. You want it to straight. Straight. So now in this style, you don't use two hands like that. You use one hand. And you go all the way here, and that's it. One hand only. If you had two O's, you do this. Now the thumb, pointer, and middle finger are just buffers. And they keep that strong, straight line pointing. Elbow falls into the hip. I don't want to engage my shoulder too much. So you do this slow. You see, you correct everything you can as you go. You can try this from different positions. Everything comes back naturally. You can work this. Now's a good time to work how your feet shift, because you don't want to move from the position either. I want to work how I can move in one spot. I want to work how I can be almost like a whip. And then the last bit is I'm like in two walls. How do I do this? Like this without hitting those walls. It's all mind games in the brain. Mind games, that's all it is. Different ways to train the same thing. I've already done this 3 times today. My hands are giving out. Sideways standing. Half. Full. Yeah. Okay. Now, when do I stop? I stop as soon as this wrist flexion, as soon as I can't get back to this position. If I have to use my whole body to get into it, it means I've failed. I need to just localize everything to just lifting with this. I'm not kidding. See, I've already failed. This one, full flexion. Can I? Can I? Nope. See, using the arm. And you have to be able to do that while doing this. Oh, now I can do it. But probably because you have the motion bouncing it back. Makes it easy. But don't count out the actual force of throwing it down, because then you have to grip 10 times as hard to make it stop. Okay? But when I'm doing it slow, come on. Nope, that's a fail. That's the end of the workout. Once you hit failure, that's the end of the workout. You stop there. You could do this 2, 3, 4 sets. You can go the Mike Menser approach. Do 1 set per week if you want. Up to you. Doesn't matter. Go ahead and use it. And then once you do that, you would drop set to whatever smaller sticks you have. Work with those. Make it cardio. you know, but you'll have pretty good wrist, elbow strength, but also you'll understand, okay, posture, structure, that kind of stuff. So there you go.